Welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. The RIP 28 podcast. This is a podcast where a few friends can get together and we can talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am your host, Sly, the sports guy, and I'm joined by a few of my good friends. We'll start off in the top left. In the top left, we got the doctor. What's going on, Dr. J?
Ain't not much. Good week, man. I get my new mattress this week. I've been waiting on for probably like 4 weeks. COVID had them backed up, and so I'm just ready. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm good to go.
Hey, what type of mattress that is? Like one of them, mattress in a bag or something?
Yeah. It's called Purple.
Purple, yeah.
So it's like a Dr. Scholl's kind of elastic polymer. So it's supposed to breathe. I got a memory foam mattress. It just gets hot at night. So
all right, we'll get that product review on another day. We'll get that. We'll give you about a month, then we'll get the product.
But
review.
Anyway, I'm ready to come Tuesday. I'm ready to get it. So let's go.
All right. Down on the other side, we got L. Beasley. What's going on, Beasley the Great?
What's happening, man? You know it's your boy Beasley the Great, the educator's educator, aka Uncle Elroy, aka your favorite coach. I'm ready to get this thing started. I got a few jokes I want to tell today, but we'll get it started.
All right. Now we got a special guest. We got the one and only, the beautiful Miss Courtney Thomas. Courtney Thomas, the money coach. Courtney, how you doing over there?
Hey, Sly. I am doing well, man. Just glad to be here. I'm very happy to be here. Yes, I am.
Well,
you look like you from down.
We are very happy to have you, Courtney. Like I said, we've known all our buddies on the podcast, man. We've known each other for years, and we've known Courtney for just about most of all those years. Courtney go way back with us, so we're glad to have Courtney. But before we go too far, man, we want to tell everybody where you can check us out. For all the watchers on YouTube, you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Podbay, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Google Podcasts, Twitter, Anchor. Man, we are all over, man. Make sure you check us out. And when you check us out, not only do you want to check us out, man, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. Because I'm going to be honest, man, if you listen to this podcast one time and you don't hit the like button or you don't subscribe, man, your mama probably raised you wrong. That's really the only thing. That's the only reason I can think of for you not to like or subscribe to this podcast, man. As we get ready to kick it.
Stop saying probably.
Okay, my bad.
She raised them wrong if they ain't liking the RIP 28 podcast.
Yeah,
that is what it is.
It ain't no problem. It ain't no problem to it. Your mama just raised you wrong. It just raised you wrong, man.
Raised you wrong.
But before we get into it, man, got to get a little bit of liquid refreshment going on, man. Anybody sipping on something special, man? What you got down there, LBZ?
I got one of my new favorites. I got Ciroc apple and Sprite, but I'm drinking it out of my RIP 28 podcast tumbler, which will be coming out soon.
Nice.
The RIP 28 podcast tumbler, man. You see LeBron got the RIP 28 podcast tumbler. Turn it around, model for the people. There you go. And the shirt. The RIP 28 podcast shirt, and all colors and flavors and everything you need, man. Make sure you hit us up at our Gmail at RIP28podcast at Gmail. Hit us up, man, so you can get some of this RIP 28 merch, man. What you got over there, Dr. J? What you sipping on?
Merch.
I ain't got nothing but some water with some electrolytes in it. That's it.
God, water with some electrolytes. I thought you was gonna tell us.
Just stay hydrated, people. It's hot out there.
I thought you was gonna say you had some miracle root from Venezuela mixed with a herb from the deep forest of Russia or some shit that you got from Whole Foods, man.
Look, I had that this morning.
Oh, that was your morning.
Yeah, my morning routine today. So
Courtney, what you down there sipping on to get yourself started as you wind down?
I'm on some water, but I'm on some tonic water and some Kettle One.
You know what, man? I tried that last week. What Kettle One vodka, right?
About a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
You did the vodka.
That shit was so disgusting.
No,
Tonic,
it's not.
tonic
But listen,
water.
I like the regular kettle one, but I also like the one, the lemon lime flavor as well.
Mhm.
But with the tonic water, of course, it's low cal. It's low cal, so it
See,
works perfect.
he like all that sugar in his drink. Nah. You get older, you mix a little,
Yeah,
put a little
you
ice
know,
cube in and mix a little water. You don't
right.
need to mix it.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
Speaking
You
speaking of
gotta have a more experienced palate.
speaking of sugar in your drink, boy, I done went all the way fruity tonight, man. I went all the way fruity. I had a bottle of wine. I think somebody brought over for a party or something. That been in my refrigerator for well over a year. Now, first of all, it's screw top wine, so we not dealing with the most classiest of wine. It's something called Sutter Home Fruit Infusions Wild Berry. I don't know. It tastes like spiked Kool-Aid or something. I don't know. But I got my little wine glass and I'm sipping out of it.
Sound like a faux loco to me, but okay.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Faux loco with a screw on top, man. That's probably what it is. But anyway, uh, um, we won't jump right in this thing, man. When we bring a special guest on, we bring on for a reason, man. Part of what we do, we like to talk, we like to have fun and give people advice here and there, talk about what's going on currently in the world. But we also like to help our people out. And because we like to help our people out, we like to kind of bring in experts, somebody who knows what they're talking about. And so part of that thing, one thing we did to bring in the expert, we brought in Courtney. Um, Courtney is your money coach. Now, me, hopefully, Courtney, you can explain it and break it down for those of us in the GED section, man. What is a money coach, man? Talk to us.
Great question. Great question, man. Listen, what I found out is that money is just one of those things that, nobody teaches us about. It doesn't come with any instructions, right? So normally it's just one of those things that we just have to figure it out along the way. And so when I got started, talking to families about life insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, also investments. A lot of times when people hear that word investments, they're thinking like thousands and millions of dollars, but we are able to help families get started with an investment for as little as $25 a month, so people can just kind of get their feet wet. We also, help families in areas such as legal protection. And then we do the smart home solution, which is the security system. So it's a number of areas that we help families in, but we help families to definitely identify areas where they're able to save money so they'll have more money to put away for their investments, for savings, for retirements, college funds, things of that nature.
Hmm. That's good. That's good to know, man. It's interesting. You talk about a lot of investments, and I guess we start off with the one thing, insurance, man. That's real. It's a funny situation, man. Because you got some people say, man, I don't need insurance, man. When I die, it's over. I give a damn about whatever happened, to everybody else. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna make sure I die broke and old and people money. But how important is it though to have life insurance? To have insurance
Man,
coverage?
listen, it is very important because we all know that death is inevitable. It's coming. So we all know our birth dates, but we don't know our death dates. So what's very, very important is that we do not leave our family members in a financial bind, especially those of us that have, little ones depending on us. Those years or those times and days when, 10, 15, $25,000 worth of life insurance that we thought were good policies is just not enough. And so what I actually do is I sit down with families and show them what's called a financial needs analysis to help them to better understand how much life insurance is needed for the breadwinner in the family. Okay, because when your family's experiencing death, I'm just a firm believer they should be able to grieve properly. So we could take a couple dollars a month, and spend on life insurance just to make sure that our kids and loved ones are taken care of. Why not? Allow them to be able to grieve properly once death has actually occurred.
It's interesting because I hear a lot, or You know, I read that that a lot of family fortunes, you know, and generational wealth is kind of started by life insurance, having a life insurance policy. You
Absolutely.
know, you pass away, and let's say you pass away and you have $100,000 life insurance policy. You know, think
Mhm.
about the head start that'll give your kids or your kid if once you go. And it's funny, when I got divorced, part of my divorce decrement, the part of my divorce decree was that I had to keep
Mhm.
a life insurance policy on myself, you know, in case anything happens.
I've
I,
heard that a lot.
I like,
Want to make sure you don't live that dangerous life and be gone, not leave us when they.
I'm telling you,
Oh
man.
man.
I had to watch out, make sure she ain't had some ulterior motives on it, you know.
Sound like Martin and Gina, boy. She's setting you up by getting that policy house so
Listen,
to take
listen,
you
it's
out.
no setup. Brian, stop it. It's no
Well,
setup, man. Listen, when you look at it, from the time you have a newborn to until they go to college, y'all, it costs anywhere between 100,000 to 125,000 just to properly care for one child. So yes, you know what I'm saying? That is it's equivalent.
well, check this out, Courtney. With that being said about money and what it takes to
Mhm.
raise a child properly, is there a rule of thumb for the amount of coverage that is needed? Do you put a number on that, or do you say you just need some, or how would you know advise us to do that?
Great question. Again, I'm going to say, hey, you have to sit down with me, right? For me to better explain it to you. But what I do is I show families what's called a dime theory. And we're going to talk about, how much is needed for burial. We're going to talk about how much is needed to run your household monthly, any other debt that you have out there. We're going to discuss that. And then we're also going to discuss, the kids' education, like how much are you interested in leaving for the kids? And so there's a formula that I show families there to definitely help them to better understand how much coverage is needed. And then that one question that I ask families, this is pretty much what does it. If something should happen to you, would you want your family standard of living to increase, decrease, or stay the same? And of course, most people say they want it to increase, but at the very least stay the same. But in order to do that, either you have to have some money saved somewhere, right? Or either you have to purchase the life insurance needed to make sure that your family does not have to suffer.
Uh,
Okay.
and that's real. I like how you bring that up. You know, how do you want your family to go? You want it to increase, decrease, or stay the same? And a lot of people just don't understand or just don't realize when somebody die, you know, you're not only losing that person, you don't want to sound cold and callous, but you're losing the money. That may be even more important than the person. You're losing that
And
loot
that's
that
it.
they got coming in.
That's it.
You
That
know.
is definitely it.
Wow. Now let me ask you a question about like the type of life insurance, because you got to
Mhm.
kind of break some things down. We got some smart listeners. Some of our listeners smart, but some of them ain't too bright. How do you break down life insurance? What if I'm going out to buy some life insurance tomorrow? What do I
Mhm.
need to buy?
Awesome, awesome. And for the sake of time, I'm gonna give you the abbreviated version. But however, what we know is that most people have life insurance on their job. But see, the problem with job insurance is if you decide to leave your job or the job decides to let you go, guess what else is gone? The life
Mm.
insurance is gone too. So it makes sense, y'all. It makes common sense to have a life insurance plan outside of the job, one that you have control over. Okay. And so then when we start talking about those outside plans, there are only two types. Now I know it's like 1,000,001 names out there, but you have like your cash value and you have your term life insurance. Now, all those other names out there, they fall up under one or the other. And the one that I'm going to talk to you about is the term life insurance, because that is the one that I help families with. Simply because with the term life insurance, guys, only thing you're paying for is the life insurance. So people are trying to figure out, well, how is term so much less than a cash value policy? It's because you're only paying for the life insurance, okay? Because you don't need a life insurance policy with a false savings account attached to it. And so with that, people will also say, well, Courtney, term is just that. It's for a certain period of time. And you're absolutely right. But see, our goal is to show families how to purchase this life insurance, but also show them how to buy term and invest the difference. You got me? And so if we show families how to invest the difference of what they would have been spending with a cash value policy, think about, 30, 35 years from now, 40 years from now, when we start talking about around 65, when most people retire, they have money saved. People normally purchase the insurance because they don't have the money. But if we can show them how to honestly purchase this term policy for a certain period of time, right, and then show them how to invest the difference, then after that term is up, they'll now have money saved. And guess what? Now they have options. They have options. If they want to keep the policy and continue investing, they can do that. But now they have money saved. So now they can choose to let the life insurance go if they decide to. So we just believe you shouldn't have to have it for the rest of your life if you start saving that money.
So Courtney, you talking about the term life insurance policy, and then you're talking about how you can do some investing. I know you work with people on investing. So what kind of how would you recommend for people to invest, or what kind of different financial things do you have for people to invest in?
Yeah, we talking about all this death, man. Let's talk about making some money now while
right.
we're alive.
Let's switch. Sly, you sound like some of my prospective clients out there, should I say, like tired of talking about this, right? But however, Jawan, great question. And let me say this, like the life insurance and the investments, they're two separate products. So when we start talking about the investments, we offer 401k plans. We also offer annuities. We also offer managed accounts and mutual funds. Of course, 401ks are pretty much self-explanatory because most folks have those on their job, which is a retirement plan. The annuities are normally good for people that are pretty much, entering the retirement stage or pretty much there in the retirement stage. And so that helps them, with their investment and being able to receive money on a consistent basis. So being able to preserve that principal and then also receive those distributions. And then managed accounts are more so for, corporations, businesses. And then last but not least are the mutual funds. So of course, most folks are pretty familiar with stock. And I just say, when it comes to mutual fund, it's just a bunch of stocks in one basket. So versus you purchasing Walmart, putting all your money on Walmart, but when Walmart is up, your money is up. But when it's down, all of your money is down. But if you have a portfolio of stock, right, which is the mutual fund, but when Walmart is down, it's pretty much camouflage because all the other ones are up. Like your Amazon is up, your IBM is up, your Starbucks is up. So it's camouflage. So those are the investments that we offer.
Yeah, that's real interesting, man. With all of the different investments and stuff that's out there, man. Because I get kind of worried or kind of afraid when it comes to investing stuff in the stock market. They talking about all this Bitcoin type stuff, and how do you know what to invest in, man? So I mean. What if I want to learn about investing, how will we contact you? And for you to sit down, and how will we know what to do? What steps will we take?
Great question. Great question. So what we honestly do, we do a survey, okay, that helps us to better understand your suitability and helps us understand how much risk you are willing to take. And so based on how you answer that questionnaire, is only 7 questions, right? 7 brief questions. And depending upon how you answer those questions, will definitely help us to better understand what portfolio is best for you. And of course, all we can do is make suggestions, because sometimes you have people to come in and say, hey, this is what I want, even though the suitability questionnaire does not add up to what they say. But of course, if this is what the client is asking for, then this is what we'll have to give them. But that is how we pretty much determine what's best. It's a suitability questionnaire that helps us with that.
So, okay, that's good. Yeah, you gonna tell us the right way now. You ain't gonna tell me to go and spend $50 a week on the lotto, is you?
On the lotto, you said?
On the lotto, that ain't
I'm gonna tell you to do both.
Uh-oh.
Shoot.
You
Hey,
hear what you say?
Sly.
Diversify.
Diversify.
Exactly.
Sly,
Yeah.
Sly,
You might
you
win
forget.
that
Come on
lotto,
now.
but don't
Listen,
put all
I
your
ain't
money
even
in that
sit here and
lotto.
tell you, right. Don't put all of it there. But yeah, put some of it there.
Y'all forgetting Courtney from Broad River like us now. Courtney
Come on
trying to
now.
hit the lotto
Come
too.
on now, from
That's
Monticello
Uncle
to Broad River.
Elroy. Hey, that's Uncle Elroy's sister. But Courtney, I got a good question, I believe. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I'm the smartest one on the podcast.
According
I,
to your mom. Your mom, the only person who
Right.
believe that.
hey, don't bring my mom into this now. You know she would get on you about her baby boy. Don't play.
Come on, we
But
love
check
that.
this
You
out.
know
What
that.
is the best? Yeah. I'll let her know you said it, but not Sly. She don't like him. But now, what's the best advice you would give to our viewers? What's the best advice that Courtney, the money coach, my sister, got to tell us about? You know, what's the best advice you want to give our viewers? We got plenty now. We international. Don't make us go
We
there.
international in this thing, baby. We got
That's what I'm
almost
trying to tell you.
1,000 a week.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, if you get a call from South America somewhere or Europe, don't be
Mhm.
alarmed. It's just a Rip 28 podcast, loyal viewer. Just calm
Okay.
down.
Okay. As long as they don't start hitting me up on Facebook talking about this is LeBron. Can you send me some money?
Now see, certain stuff we don't talk about.
Okay.
We
Okay.
already
All
had, we already had.
right. I'm back on task. Back on task. What would I share with the
Thank you.
viewers? What would I share with views? Well, the first thing is this. Listen, guys, I just believe that when we know better, we're supposed to do better. I also believe that every generation is supposed to be better than the last. So once we receive information, man, to honestly help not just our generation, but the next generation, we honestly have to act on it. It's not time for us to be selfish. And you know, because believe it or not, you know, I sit down with people all day, every day, and some folks are just like, hey, nobody did it for me, so I'm not looking to do any of that, you know, for anyone else. But hey, man, it is time for us, and I say us, I'm talking about my people, for us to honestly do better. And that's just it, man. Let's focus on leaving an inheritance for our children's children. So once we know better, let's do better.
I like that.
Mm,
I
that's
like that.
powerful. That's powerful, Court. That's
Once we
powerful. When
know
you know
better,
better, you do better.
check this out, man. We gonna take a pause right now. We're gonna take a quick pause and throw in a commercial break right now, and then we're gonna come back. We done talked about a little bit of money. We're just gonna talk about some things that's going on in the world. Get Courtney's opinion on what's going on in the world. We'll see you back in about 2 minutes here on the Rip 28 podcast.
Hey, I'm Jay Little, the owner of Forward Counseling and Consulting. We're a consulting and coaching firm who believes in the TLC method: truth, love, and community. Whether coaching corporate clients, individual clients, or engaging in individual counseling and group counseling, we believe that you can be more than what you are today by finding your truth, love, and community. You can reach us at www.forwardcc.net or give us a call at 803-457-5413. I'm
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the Rip 28 podcast. Welcome back to the Rip 28 podcast, man. We on live. You know, it's the fellas, and this week we got Courtney Thomas, the money coach. Now, she gave us some great advice about money. Now we want to see what advice Courtney got about the real world, man, because this is a lot of stuff going on out there, man. We got to talk about, man. And first and foremost, man, we got to talk about Simone Biles and what's going on in the Tokyo Olympics, man. Young lady, you know, calls herself the GOAT. She's the most decorated female gymnast, most decorated gymnast of all times. She's calling herself the GOAT, man. It's hard to argue with all the medals she won and all the performances she's done. The girl is so good. The sister's so good that some of the tricks that she does, the judges said, we're not going to grade you on those tricks because they're so good, they're dangerous for the other people. So that's what she was going into the Olympics with. But as they were entering, I think it was the team competition, she had the point total lead. And then she did one of her tricks and she didn't complete it and she landed it. She's supposed to do like 2.5 turns and she ended up doing 1.5 turns. And then she walked back to the locker room and then word came out that she was done. It was over. You know, she said she couldn't compete anymore. She was dropping out. And that's it. That's it. Now we fast forward a couple of days. She sat down, had an interview. She talked about it. You know, you get all type of rumors and everything's coming out. Oh, she quit because of mental illness. She quit because she was, you know, she wasn't ready. She wasn't feeling well. But, you know, she came out and she talked about it. And she said she did the trick and she didn't feel comfortable. She got what they call the twisties. She was in there and she got what they call the twisties. And she didn't feel good. She didn't feel confident in herself. And she said she didn't want to hurt the team. So she figured it was best for her to step off. Now, we are all former athletes, all us athletes on the collegiate level. And as a matter of fact, Juwan, your daughter does gymnastics, I think. One of your baby girls does gymnastics. Am I right?
I got two. One does competition. The other one just does it for fun because she likes it.
I have one too, Jawan, my 5-year-old.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll see you one of these competitions once they start doing team.
So let's say, how do we feel about her walking away?
I'll defer to Courtney. Let's defer to the ladies.
Ladies first, Courtney. How you feel about her walking away?
So, Sly, I heard you say that, hey, we all are former athletes. We are. And y'all can tell me I've gotten soft if you want to, and that's fine. But however, what I will say is that I commend Simone. And I do, because although we are former athletes, y'all, we didn't have social media back then, right? And even though she said that it was because of the twisties and all that good stuff, I think her real story is still to be heard. It will be heard later on down the road. But I do believe that you know, the pressure and the stress has gotten to her as far as the media, social media and everything else out there. Y'all know who they is. Nobody knows who they is. Like Kevin Hart said, nobody knows who they are. They are just there, but they do all the talking. And so a lot of times they allow, we allow them to get in our head. And I think that's what she did. But I also want to speak on, you know, them just not allowing her to gain the points needed, which I think is ludicrous, because think about it. I'm going to tell my age with this one, but it's cool. Y'all a little bit older than me. But but what if, y'all, what if Michael Jordan, who this is not for debate, the greatest player, right, in the world, because of the moves he made, they don't allow him to win a championship, or they don't even allow him to win, you know, in the Olympics? What if Allen Iverson, with all his acrobatic moves, they say, well, y'all aren't going to win the Olympics because nobody else can do moves like Allen Iverson? Man, if Vince Carter does a stupid dunk, you mean to tell me they're not going to allow Vince to have those points because nobody else can dunk like that? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So, to answer the question, I commend Simone, because listen, even though, look, Sly heard you, they say mental health is real out here. It's real out here. And we got to understand, like, look, mental health is something serious. It's something serious. So that is Courtney Thomas's answer.
Mm.
All right, I want to chime in now. Let me chime in. Now, I agree. I think the pressure got to her. If you looked, I was talking to my wife. I was like, why she got the bags in her eyes? She wasn't sleeping. She had bags, literally bags up under her eyes. And like Courtney was saying, I think that she was just listening too much. And when she made that mess up on that one move, now it's an uphill battle. And now the pressure is just kind of mounting on even more. So do you agree with her quitting? It's hard to say. I'm not a gymnast, and so I don't know what the twisties are. But gymnasts who apparently do it, it's the twisties, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, yeah, the twisties.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
It's apparently dangerous because they don't know where they're at in the air, and they can hurt themselves. And so yeah, I have no experience on doing that, but I could tell you like if being part of a team and if in the middle of the game somebody was like on my team was like, nah, I just can't do it because we going to war, we battling, and it's just too much of a mental stress on me. I probably would have felt some type of way. And that's just me because we going in the heat of battle. I'm like, we need to pull on each other to kind of go through. But yeah, so she's the best gymnast of all time, and that mantra was hard for her to keep up because everybody was expecting her to win gold in everything. And she's been doing it her whole life. And how old is she? Like 24?
Yeah.
Most gymnasts don't keep competing until you're 20, 24, right? That's a big mental tasking on her. So I don't fault her for quitting. She wasn't gonna do any better than she did last year. So like what did she have to gain? What she actually gave another girl who did I think the bar or the beans a chance to step in, and she won silver. And so I think her team was proud of her, you know. So as long as her team proud of her, hey, we just the others on here talking. And so what we say really don't matter, you know. So that's my opinion on it.
Now let me ask y'all this.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think that the world or society, once they find out that you are a strong individual, that they will test you on how strong you are?
But that's
Because
life. I think that's
right,
life, man.
that's life. But
Yeah.
don't you think like it's a little backwards? Because and for a lack of better words, y'all, I'm gonna say a weaker individual. Society is like when they do a little bit. Society is like, oh, great job, great job. Did you see her? Like, did you see him? He did a great job. But the stronger individual is like, come on, you can do better. So when do the stronger individual get a break? When is it okay for them to honestly take that break?
When you retire.
But I think that's part of being great. And you saw the great ones, Michael Jordan. They expect you to be greater than you were before, and so that's just part of the being a GOAT. You ask me. But is it a mental strain? Yeah, I would think so. But certain people are composed differently to handle that strain.
Right.
Like you got the MJ. He cringed on the challenge. He loved the challenge. Kobe, he loved the challenge. But then you got other folks, and I'm not gonna speak any names because people already say I'm a hater of them. But they really didn't like the challenge. They'd rather go team up with other people. And I'm just saying that just what it is. And so, but that's just my opinion. What do y'all guys think?
Hey,
y'all hadn't said anything yet.
Hey, look here, man. Heavy is the head that lies the crown. You know what I'm saying? Heavy is the head that lies the crown. You call yourself the GOAT. And without a shadow of a doubt, she is the best gymnast we have ever seen. You know what I'm saying? At her craft, there is no one better. She is the best. All right. I don't have a problem with you saying, oh, mental stress is getting to me. It's tough. I don't have a problem if that mental stress got to her a week before the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? And she quit then. She said, I got to step aside. But to quit during the performance, that's when I have a problem. To quit during the game, you can't walk out on your team during the game. You know, what if Jordan playing game 6 and Jordan say, hey, man, fuck this at halftime. I can't do it. And at halftime, he don't come back out. You know what I'm saying? What if Brady don't come back out? You know, hell, the Falcons was was beating the hell out of the Patriots a couple of years ago. What if Brady said, "Oh man, fuck it, man. This pressure getting to me, man. I ain't coming back out." He don't come back and win. Jordan, people say, "Oh, well, she had the twisties. It affected her health or whatever." Jordan played with the flu. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that flu
Jordan was drunk.
well, you might have been hungover, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that affected his health. His health. He wasn't 100% healthy enough to play. But that dog on the inside of him, man. We talk about in sports, you got to have that dog. LeBron, you coach football. How many players you got out there who look like Tarzan but run like Jane? You know what I'm saying?
Play like Jane. That's it.
They don't have that dog in them. And if you call yourself the GOAT, to me, you got to have that dog in you. You know, Clarissa Shields, the boxer, the female boxer, she calls herself the GOAT, the greatest woman of all time. You know what? She got that dog in her. She know and she believe can't nobody beat her, can't nobody take her. She went and did that MMA wrestling, that MMA shit about 2 months ago. And that's not her thing. That wasn't her thing. And she was getting whipped them first 2 rounds. But she came in, she dug in and said, "Hey, I'm going to win this thing." She under pressure. She got people on Facebook, on Instagram doubting her, saying she shouldn't be here. But maybe just because I'm an older guy. You know, if I'm having a problem with Instagram, somebody talking shit about me on Instagram, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log off of fucking Instagram. If somebody talking shit about me on Facebook, I'm going to log off of Facebook. I don't have to be on Instagram.
Said than done.
But you
listen.
Easier said than done.
Go ahead, bro.
I hate to say this. As much as I hate to say this, I agree with Sly. And I know that we could get in trouble with what we say and how we say it. I'm just gonna say I love Simone Biles. I'm for the women's movement, especially a Black woman. I want her. I'm rooting for her. But like I said, if you're going to call yourself the GOAT, which is the greatest of all times, you have to show up during adversity. Life is not going to always be peaches and cream. And I use my favorite athlete of all time, Kobe Bean Bryant. During the finals, he's fighting for his life in Eagle, Colorado.
Over his head.
He got a rape case of a white female
in Colorado.
His head. In Colorado, you know we ain't welcoming no Colorado, Courtney. He went out and not only did he help lead his team to the championship in the face of not only his reputation as a sports athlete, but as a man, as a father, his whole reputation is on the line. Not only does he go out and maintain his level of greatness, he took it to another level. And if you're going to call yourself the greatest of all time, I need you there during the toughest times of not only the team's run, but during your run too. I need you to set that aside and be there for me because this is what I've come accustomed to doing.
And I perfectly agree with both of y'all. I think y'all saying the same thing I'm saying. But I just think she doesn't have the same mental makeup as a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, you know. And when the times got tough, when you got to pull your britches to say, hey, let's go get it. You know, you're not on top. You know, it's easy to be on top. It's hard to be down, right? And then work your way back up. Right. And I think the pressure built up because she was expected to win. And now you're down. Now what do you do, right? So was it the twisties or whatever? Is it dangerous? Yeah. Should she have quit?
It's tough
I
to
don't
say.
quit. You know, Brian, you don't quit. Sly, you don't quit. But everybody made differently. And some people. Courtney don't quit.
I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask this, and it's kind of a question on subject, but it's off subject. Is that the reason that female athletes don't get paid as much as male athletes?
Nah,
Just
that
a
ain't real.
question.
That's a whole
I'm just
nother.
asking. I'm only
That ain't
asking.
real.
It's only a question. It's only a
Nah,
question.
No,
that
you already
Okay.
know. Like
I
people
know.
spend their
I'm
money on
asking.
entertainment. And guys, y'all look, when we were playing ball at Columbia High, we didn't have as many people at the women games,
oh
right?
no,
The girl
that's not true.
games
I disagree.
versus
That's
I
not true.
disagree
The
with
girls
that.
game,
okay, y'all start talking about playoffs and playoff and championship. Yeah, no, y'all look, y'all trying to tell me.
look at Courtney.
Y'all
Let me,
We
trying to
was
tell me.
there.
we was
Courtney, we
there.
was there. Courtney support y'all.
Let me
Right, y'all made
let
up
me
half the crowd.
let me tell you something, Courtney.
It was comparable between the boys game and girls game at Columbia High.
Nah,
Only time ever was
Col-
when we
Col-
was in school.
Columbia High,
Okay,
the girls basketball. I don't know if you remember. This might have been
playoff.
your freshman year. This might have been y'all freshman year. Um, they split up our regions. The girls varsity would play at home. The girls varsity and the girls JV would play at home. And on the same night, the boys varsity and the boys JV would play on the road. All right.
Right.
My own daddy ain't even come on the road to watch us play. He stayed at home to watch the girls play, who fucking had a 50-something
Well, your
game
dad,
winning streak.
smart man.
He stayed at home to watch
Everybody's not smart like your
the
dad.
girl. Hey, at Columbia High and with Teresa Jeter, shit. Hey,
Right,
they watch
right.
the girls.
That,
They ain't give a
those
damn about the
gyms should have
boys.
been packed all the time.
They ain't
But
watching.
see, that's why it wasn't just Teresa Jeter. And I'm not gonna brag on Courtney because we've been family or friends, my sister, for 40-something years. But we had players that were really good, females, that took a back seat because of Teresa Jeter. Like, I know Courtney could have shot the ball more and done more, but those girls were a complete team. You don't go on a 50-something game winning streak by having one or two good players with the competition back then with Sharzinski, Gortman, and all those girls that were playing in AC Flora, Eau Claire, and all that. Those girls had a complete team. Their 12th lady could be a starter at some of these other schools.
Hell,
So
you go and
y'all were
look.
good,
You
Courtney. I'm
go
gonna
and
give you
look
your
at
credit.
what's my DJ Liquid, my favorite girl, most talented girl in the world, Lashana Mickens.
Shauna Mickens.
Yeah,
Shauna
Shanna
Mickens.
Mickens. She was the sixth man or sixth woman on the team her senior year and ended up getting a full scholarship to College of Charleston and made
Right.
all conference. She made all conference. She was the sixth
That's right.
person on
It's
the
that good.
team. But yeah, so yeah,
Hey,
at Columbia High, nah, the girls team dwarfed the boys team.
that's what. Hey, I'm not no. Whoa. Not all the time. Just shut your mouth, Sly.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't like Courtney, even though I love her. I don't like her. I will say that those girls was probably when I watch girls now and seeing them at North Greenville where I went. No disrespect, I just didn't get the same feel when I watched Courtney and Nikki Jett, Teresa Jeter, Melanie Murray, LaQuinta English, Deidre Stover, the Gordon sisters, and Melanie. I didn't get that feel. I just didn't. Those girls were special, man. I do feel like if we would have played them in a team game, we probably would have had to rough them up. Had to go Detroit Pistons style, bad boy style. I would have loved. No, we wouldn't have lost, Courtney, because I would have blackened somebody out before we lost. We would have got all kicked out before we lost.
My ego ain't taking no loss.
Right.
I'm not above that. I'm not above taking Courtney out to
Lord.
save my ego. I'm not above that.
Where's Diane Brown when I need her?
She would understand.
Yeah, she understands because she'll tell me, boy, don't let Courtney beat you. You lose to any female.
No,
Courtney.
she would. Don't you do court like that. Say, I don't care about anybody else, but don't you do court like that.
But it is interesting though, man. With Simone Biles, man. The thing is, that is gonna be her legacy. Instead of being the most decorated female athlete of all times, 30 years from now, every time the Olympics come up, that's going to be the asterisk by her name. You know, even if she would have got out there and lost this year, let's say she lost, she didn't win the medal or whatever, no one would talk about that. No one would talk about her losing. 30 years from now, they would all be talking about all the medals she won. But now, 30 years from now, they're going to talk about that asterisk about her quitting during the match. And that's the take that I have, man. That sucks. That really,
It's
it really sucks for her.
it's not that she lost, it's the way and the manner that it happened. I think that people are going to remember.
Mhm.
Is it fair? Is it fair? It may not be fair. That's not for me to judge. It's not fair. Even though I know when we were younger with Dominique Dawes and Dominique Mucciano and Kerry Strug, I know they may have or may not have battled the mental fatigue or mental struggles of a Simone Biles, but think about the physical battles that they overcame with even Kerry Strug with the hurt ankle and her going
Yeah.
out and cementing the gold medal. I'm not comparing her because Simone Biles is by far the most decorated, the best, gymnast, female gymnast or male gymnast ever. But I'm just saying those are the things that we remember most.
Yeah.
It's just
When
about how it won, how they did it, how they came about
Yeah, and I
in that
forgot all
time of
about
adversity.
I forgot all about
what's
the
her
little
name
white
again?
girl.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about
Yeah,
because
Carrie
we're
Shrug.
speculating. We're speculating about the social media and everything getting to Simone. But if it really was her not feeling well or whatever was bothering her, like if it was something physically bothering her, then when we talk about, I don't want to say white girl. What's her name, Brian?
Carrie Shrug.
Her name is Kerry Scruggs.
Okay, her. So y'all do know, like after she won that gold medal, like her career was done. So you're saying, okay, so Simone, still go do what you got to do, break up yourself, break all your bones in your body, but at the end of the day, you're gonna win this gold medal. Is that what y'all telling me?
That's not
Yeah,
what I'm saying. I'm just
that's what
saying
I'm
the
saying.
level of that.
I say, yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
Sell
saying
all the
that
way
it's
out.
been players and gymnasts and athletes that have gone through adversity that have conquered it. I'm just saying, like Jawan said,
Mhm.
don't just walk off, or Sly said, whoever it may have been, walk off during the middle of the competition. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying hurt yourself. All I'm saying is we've all as athletes have, whether on that level or a much smaller level, micro level, we've all battled some type of adversity, but we haven't given up on the team. I didn't say give up, but decide not to complete the task at hand. That's
Hey
all I'm
man,
I,
saying.
I
you keep
understand what you're saying. If she dies, she dies.
you
That's what
keep
you're saying.
sugarcoating it, man. You keep sugarcoating it.
I'm not
But
sugarcoating it, Sly. I'm
you
just
said it
telling you.
right. You
That's
said it right. She gave up on the team, man. It ain't no other way to put it, man. She gave up on the team. And that's what
Well,
disappoints me. That's
Hey. I mean, if you look at it like that, that's two ways to look at it. But
yeah,
I'm
but
just
you
saying I wouldn't have handled it that way. I would have gone out with my team and tried my best. And if we didn't win, we didn't win together. That's all I'm saying.
carried me out on my
Now, I'm not
shield.
saying I want her to die. That's the way I'm going as a coach. I know it's hot outside right now, but it's football season. I put my camel back on and my hard
yes.
hat, and I show up there.
So it's hard to know what's going through her head. But if it was just the fact that she was facing some adversity and she just ain't know how to deal, then yeah, she probably shouldn't have quit. But if it was this twisties, which I don't know what that is, and if it is dangerous because you flipping all in the air, you can hurt yourself, then
Right.
yeah, she should have walked off. But like I said, I'm not a gymnast. I can just speak from what I did play and being the athlete that I was. Um, and I think that's
Don't
where
speak
y'all
on that.
I think that's where y'all coming from too, right? Y'all coming from what sports y'all played, and if you were to, or somebody else was to walk off in the middle of a team game, and you need your best teammate there, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose together, right? If
That's
we're gonna
right.
win, we're gonna win together. In that aspect, I see where y'all coming from.
I look at it like this, Jawan. I compare it to when you had to guard me in high school. You know you couldn't win. You weren't gonna win. You were just trying to have a
Okay.
good day for your level. You never quit.
Hey,
As much
whatever
as
you
I
can
would,
say to make yourself feel better
as much
about your
as I
game.
whooped your ass in practice, you never gave up. And that was something that stuck with me when I wanted to give up. I said, how did Jawan feel every day? And coach was saying, get
Jokes.
a hand in his face, Jawan. Stay in front of him, Jawan. Slide this way, and you would try your
bro,
hardest.
you weren't the quickest guy. So
But I'm gonna make it sound like that on this show.
Man, let's get
Man.
off this Simone Biles, man. We got a reader question. We need to answer, man. I wanted to ask it last week when we had our mailbag, but that went a little long. So, but we want to ask this one. Says, here we go. Dear Rip 28, a couple of years ago, my girlfriend received a promotion to a management position. We both agreed that we should go out and celebrate her achievement. She has worked hard and sacrificed a lot to get the title change and pay increase. She is very pro women in the workplace and supports equal pay. I am for equality as well. A little backstory. Her total income was about 2 times the amount I make. I have no problem that she makes more than me. We have different jobs. She lives in my house and we split everything about 55-45. The majority of living expenses are my responsibility. So we celebrate and have a great time. We have drinks, food, and dessert. A few hours go by and a $200 check arrives. Usually we split the cost of dining 50-50. Although this time she felt I should pay because we are celebrating her achievement. I ended up paying. A couple of years later, she received another promotion to director with a pay increase. With her promotions, we spend less time together and I end up taking on more responsibility at home. She feels the same way about this second promotion. I should be paying for the celebration. I don't feel like I should pay. I have never cared enough to go out and celebrate my work life. It is not important to me. I'm a nurse and my rewards are when patients go home. Should I be the one paying for the night out to celebrate or should she? Signed, reluctant celebrant. Should he be paying or should she pay? Go ahead.
I think whoever want to pay should be paying. If you don't want to pay, don't pay. It's as simple as that.
Well, shit, somebody got to pay you.
His girlfriend or his wife? What do you say?
Let me see.
His wife. I think it was his wife.
Well, he say girl. No, he say girlfriend.
Girlfriend? Oh.
Yeah, he say girlfriend. But she lives at his house. She lives at his house, but it is his girlfriend. You know, I'm from the cloth, man. If you celebrating her, you should pay. It seemed like a no-brainer to me. I mean, if you celebrate,
yeah, but it did.
What?
It didn't sound like he was. It sounded like she was trying to force him to celebrate her. It didn't sound like he was like, "Oh, let's celebrate her." You see what I'm saying?
But see,
why wouldn't?
I think his tone changed.
Good question.
I think his tone changed on the second one. The first one, you know what I'm saying? So we celebrate and have a great time. It doesn't say I didn't want to. Now the second one, it seems like he ain't want to celebrate the second one. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting the sense that he didn't want to celebrate the second one.
So now she's making more money because in the first promotion, she was making double the amount. So she probably like triple the amount at this point. But if he's feeling some type of way, communication is key. He needs to bring it back to the table when it comes to the finances. He said 55-45. We don't know which way that goes, but he did say that he's paying most of the bills in the house. But I don't know. Yeah. That's all I can give.
I'll say this. I think he should pay both times because if you're celebrating her, how is she celebrating if she's having to foot the bill?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly, man.
That's what I would say. But that's just the way for me now. I would feel some type of way if I didn't pay for her to celebrate her. Just me. I could be wrong. I could be in the minority.
I don't particularly agree with that. Like when I turned 40, my wife had me a big birthday shindig. We have joint account, so I'm paying for it. So you know, But I was celebrating.
But y'all are married.
No, that's different, Jawan. That's why I didn't go there, because
Y'all are
it's the
married.
same thing here. We have joint accounts, and so it's different. But if we're celebrating me, then he needs to pull out the credit card or the bank card that we both share and just pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I know it's the same,
I
but
buy that. They don't have the same account, but okay.
But look, there's a difference now. Y'all are married. Y'all are saying my husband, my wife. He said my girlfriend. Is that different? Does that make a difference because they
It
don't
depends on
have
how,
joint accounts?
it
See
depends
what
on how long. If they in it for like 5 years, seems like they've been together for a while. So
Yeah.
common law in most states.
Yeah.
But what I don't get, what I don't quite understand is he says when they go out on dates, they usually split it 50-50.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
forgot about that.
now
Yeah.
what I'm confused about, when you split it 50-50, you ask for 2 checks, or do
Yeah.
I pay for one date and she pay for the next date or something like that? You know, when I'm with my lady or whatever, is I'm gonna take care of the bill. You know, if bill come around, I'm gonna take care of it. You know, now every now and then, bill come around, my lady say, hey, I got you. Don't worry, put your money up. You know, it ain't no split it 50-50, but if we dating and we together, we in a relationship like that, it's whoever got it that night. You know what I'm saying? Whoever got it, it might be one week I might be running short, baby. I'm running short. You got me? Yeah, I got you. Ain't no problem.
I guess I look at it as just
Yeah.
them two celebrating. Like, how big is this bill? Like, why is it so much of a
It's
issue?
$200, man. $200.
Yeah.
$200.
So like that is now we having a big old shindig and it might be like 5K, 6K. Then yeah,
A little
okay.
different.
That's a little bit different. But you just going out having a couple of drinks, having dinner, and y'all celebrate. It's just y'all two. It's not like a whole group of people that you're paying for. So, but I don't want to count nobody else's money. So,
It's
you
the
know,
fact that she has received all of these promotions and she's still depending on him or expecting him to pay for the bill. But he's saying, hey,
yeah.
you got all the money, you can pay for this one.
Yeah, my thing.
That's
Okay, as a woman, Courtney, that happens to you. How do
Mhm.
you feel? How do you feel? I mean, I know LT ain't gonna let it go down like that. That's my brother. I'll speak for him. But what if it did happen? How do you feel? Don't give me no politically correct answer. I want the Courtney that grew up on in Ridgewood.
I want him to celebrate me, and I shouldn't have to pull out my card because I'm the giver. Like, I'm the gift giver. I'm the party thrower, the event planner, not, but I want people to feel good. And so when it's my turn, when it's my time, I want the same in return. So yes, I do want him to take care of that. I don't want those worries on that night.
I'm with Jawan. Now, if it ain't no $5,000, $6,000, almost $10,000, yeah, I feel like that's I wouldn't say burden. That's my responsibility to celebrate my lady, to make her feel like her accomplishments are important. And I'm only doing it for one reason. So she'll get her ass back out there and get another promotion. If I don't celebrate her slot, she might feel like, she can start slacking off, right? No, I'm just playing, Courtney. No, I saw your face. I'm only joking. I would definitely take care of her, no matter if she doubled my salary, no matter what promotion she got, whatever it is, whether how big or how small. I want to celebrate her and let her know she's important, and the things that are important to her are important to me as well.
I think you need to show the illusion that you care. I think you need, and this is what I mean by this. Jawan brought up something interesting about his 40th birthday. But we got a partner. Who makes, who's a multi-millionaire. He got some bread on him. All right. He had his birthday in New Orleans, right? And the funny thing is, we go down there, me and Juwan, Leroy, his brother, we down there in New Orleans, and we go out to a really, really, really fancy, expensive steakhouse. I'm talking about this top of the line. This is some top of the line shit, right, Juwan? And his old lady, his wife said, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of y'all dinner." And now this is, Broad River Road, man. We ain't seen no shit like this. We ain't seen nothing like this that we got good and grown. You go to one of them restaurants that don't have no prices on the menu. The only price say marketplace. You know what I'm saying? You in a whole different league, But we go and his wife said, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it." And then the bill comes around toward the end, and he didn't know that his wife was gonna take care of the bill. All right. So the bill comes around at the end, and the waiter says, "Don't worry about it. Your wife is taking care of your bill for you." And he was like, "Wow, man, thank you. That's all right." But then he stood up and thought about it. He's like, "Wait a minute, my wife don't have no damn job." They all took care of it. I took care of the bill. But he wasn't mad. But it's just, but you have to, and what I'm telling that story, you have to give the illusion that you care. She gave, even though she ain't paid for it, he paid for it, but she gave the illusion. She truly does care. Now, don't get me wrong, she truly does care, but she gave the impression that she cares. She wanted to treat her man. And I think this dude problem, man, if you got to pay $200 for a dinner that's going to come up every couple of years, you're going to put out $200. If you can't afford to do that, man, that might not be the woman for you. You know what I'm saying? You might need to find a different woman with some lower taste, man. Or you might, to be honest, you might just need to get your life together. You know what I'm saying?
Make some more money.
Yeah, it ain't like you spending $200 every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
This a once every couple of year thing, bro. You just got to do better. You got to do better.
He need to go see Courtney Thomas. He need to go see Courtney Thomas, the money.
I'll let you, girl. I'll let you, girl.
You guys need to do some investing. Because I'm with Sly. He can't do that every couple of years. Oh my God. You need to call 803-767-6500.
Come on with it. Look, I don't just offer these products. Look, I help people change their lives too. Because listen, I can show you how to do exactly what it is that I'm doing, because the financial services industry is the #1 industry. I'm telling you right now when it comes to finances and income. So come holler at your girl.
Courtney, if he can't reach you there, use your email, Courtney, tmc1@gmail.com.
Courtney
or Instagram,
tmc1.
Courtney.tmc, Courtney.tmc1@gmail. You got an Instagram. So you don't have no reason not to be able to take your girl out for that very special meal every 3-4 years now. We'll get you saving. We'll get you with the right team. That's Courtney Thomas.
And we want to make sure everybody knows, we get that number one more time, to schedule a consultation today. Give her a call at 803-767-6500. That's 803-767-6500. That's Courtney Thomas, the money coach. That'll get your life straight, man. So that $200 won't hurt you.
Please.
Man.
Hey, he had to dip in his darn life savings, man. But like Jawan said, we are not. And I repeat, here on the RIP 28 podcast, we are not counting people's pockets. We're just stating our opinions.
Let's put it like this. The RIP 28 podcast isn't counting your pockets, but Sylvester Williams is. Sylvester Williams going to call you out. I'm going to call you out for being sorry.
He's an individual entity. He's an individual entity. Sylvester Williams, not the RIP 28
Not the RIP 28 podcast. Just me. Not the RIP 28 podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Oh, man. Well, check this, man. We're getting close to time. We're getting close to our time, man. Any parting shots, man? We're going to start off with the Doc. Doc, what you got to say to get us up out of here, man?
Man, everybody get your money right, man. We ain't getting no younger out here in these streets. And, you want to have something, put something in place for your next generation. It's time to start thinking about, how you spend your money and how you budget your money and stuff like that. So, Courtney, thank you for being on the show, and hopefully we'll get a lot of people come and seek your services.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Beezy, you got anything to say in your parting shots? Beezy?
Man, I'm going to take a parting shot to say I'm Beezy the Great, the educator's educator, and and I have been educated by one of my best friends for about 40 years. And I want to say I appreciate you, Courtney, for coming on and giving us the literacy that we need. We really appreciate you. I can't thank you enough personally, not the RIP 28 podcast, but Beezy the Great. I can't thank you enough for coming on, man. I appreciate you. Continued success to not only you, but all your endeavors and your family. Keep it up. We appreciate you, darling.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, Courtney, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yes, Courtney Thomas, formerly known as Courtney Wilson, but also known as Courtney the Money Coach. Guys, want to definitely let you guys know that I appreciate you having me to come on. Special shout out to my brother LeBron. We've been talking for some time, y'all, and just able to get on. But listen, man, to everybody else out there, hit me up, man. It's a lot of other information that I have to give about retirement, investments, everything that we talked about today, man. Let's just sit down and do a free consultation, and we're gonna get this thing right. I'm telling you, it's time to break these generational curses, and we are going to honestly build some generational wealth.
Real quick, we want to make sure that you can let you know how to get in touch with Courtney. You can give her a call at 803-767-6500. Or if you want to look at her on Instagram and hit her on Instagram, you can hit her up at Courtney.tmc. Courtney.tmc. You can reach her on email at Courtney.tmc1@gmail. And she's on Facebook at facebook.com/CRThomas28. Get in touch with Courtney, the Money Coach. Get in touch with Courtney, the Money Coach, man. This has been another great episode of the RIP 28 podcast, man. And before we get out of here, man, I just want to give a little bit of advice of words of wisdom from me before we get out of here. Don't have champagne taste on a beer budget. Don't have champagne taste on a beer budget. Man, this is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we're going to keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. We'll see you next week.